Hello, and welcome to the survey application portion of the Youth Count training. I'm Jack Chard, a GIS analyst with Cortex Solutions, working in partnership with ESRI, who is developing the apps for this year's Los Angeles Youth Count. Today I'll be showing you how to create an ArcGIS account, download the Survey123 app, as well as access and complete both the Youth Count survey and the Census tract assessment. So there's 3 steps to follow before you can start completing the surveys. Starting off, you'll need an ArcGIS account. If you're taking part in the observation count this year and you already made an account for that, you can use the same one and skip step 1. We'll be doing this on a smartphone because it's what you'll use in the field, but setting up an account on a desktop, laptop, or tablet will work exactly the same way. Here on the Youth Count Hub homepage, you'll first need to click Need an Account, Sign Up Here. You will sign up using your first, last name, and email. Click Next, and this will send you an email to finalize your account. You're going to want to open up that email and click the link to finish setting up your account. You'll be asked for a username, a password, and a security question. Fill out that information, and then at the bottom, you're going to want to click Create Account. You'll be redirected to the hub, and you can follow the next steps. If you skipped step 1 because you already had an account, you still need to follow the second step. Scroll to step 2 on the Youth Count Hub page and make sure you press Follow. This ensures that you get added to the correct groups so that when you download Survey123, you can access the surveys. Step 3 on the Youth Count Hub page provides a QR code for you to download the Survey123 app. If you're at home, you can scan this on your laptop, tablet, or PC. Or if you're at the deployment site and you just signed up to volunteer, your site coordinator should have a QR code for you to scan. Either way, scan the QR code and choose the app store you want to download the app from. It'll redirect you to the app store and just click Install. Once installed, open up the app and you'll be prompted to sign in. Choose Sign In with ArcGIS Online, and then you'll enter the account credentials for the account you created in step 1. Then you'll be prompted for location services, and then at the bottom of the page, click Download Surveys. You will only see the 2 YC thumbnail surveys. You're going to want to click the little cloud icon for both of them, and it will download them. Then click the back button on top to go back to your surveys. With the surveys downloaded, we can now start canvassing. The Los Angeles Youth Count survey is your main survey, while the Youth Count Census tract assessment is to be filled out once at the end of each tract. Click on the LA Youth Count survey, and then at the bottom, click Collect. The first thing to do is to verify your location, and you'll notice that the SPA and the Census tract are auto-populated. This happens every time you open a new survey. If you need to move the pin, you can tap on the map, let it load, and then you can zoom in and drag the pin around to change where it's located. If you need to return to your location, you can tap the little crosshair button, and it'll zoom back to your location, and when you're done, press the small check mark in the bottom corner. Now, all of the questions that have a red asterisk are required. If you are surveying an access center and you click Yes, then it is going to prompt you for whether or not it is a survey over the phone. This question for phone survey only pops up if you click Yes. Now, the first page of this is all about your perception of the respondent before you approach. So make sure you answer all the questions and then approach them. So now we'll start making selections based on our perception. I'm going to leave the race box empty to show how the survey works. Any questions where you happen to see squares instead of circles mean that you can choose multiple. We're going to just choose 1. Now for the last question, if you choose any option other than Yes, Proceed, text will appear at the bottom saying thank you, please submit. You will tap the little check mark and you'll notice that a red box appears around the question that we didn't answer. This just is validation to make sure you answer all questions before submitting a survey. So fix this question. Then at the bottom of the page, tap the check mark, and then you can either send now, continue the survey, or don't submit the survey but save it in the outbox. Tap Send Now. Now you'll see a Sent button under the Collect button. Tapping on this will show you all completed and sent surveys. If you want to visit a previously sent survey's location, you can tap on the three dots and then tap the map icon. Once it loads, you'll be able to see where it was located. Now, there are two ways to view the contents of a survey. You can either tap on the map pin here and click the View button, or if you go back to the list of sent surveys, you can just tap on one survey and click View as well. We're going to view this survey, and you'll see that it only has one page because it was the one they submitted, but other surveys may have more pages depending on how far you get. Now, click the little back arrow in the top left to return to the main page. Then click Collect to start collecting a new survey. We're going to quickly fill out this page, similar to how we did the last one. And then at the bottom, you'll see it says 1 of 1. Now, if you select Yes, Proceed with Survey at the bottom, it will change to 1 of 2. Now, this is because the survey makes later pages available based on how you answer certain questions, so it stops you from getting too far. So when you click Yes, then you click the little next arrow, and this next page is going to ask you to read the intro and consent to the respondent. You're going to follow the prompt, and if you click No, you'll follow the prompt at the bottom, and then you'll tap the check mark at the bottom, and then send the survey and move on to the next survey. But if you click Yes, you'll notice that 2 of 2 becomes 2 of 3. Again, it makes later pages available based on the answers. So if the respondent says yes, you move to the next page, which is all about eligibility. Before we continue, I want to make note of the End Survey button at the bottom. This will be at the end of every page going forward and allows for the respondent to end the survey whenever they want. And you can just press Send Now to end the survey. So ask the respondent for their birth date and select it from the picker. This brings up 3 additional questions, 2 of which determine eligibility. The first is where they spent most of the last 30 days, and the second is where they spent last night. How they answer these questions will determine if the survey tells you to continue or end. So first we're going to make a selection set that makes the survey want to end. You'll see here, I'm sorry you do not qualify for the survey. You'll go ahead and press the check mark and send it now and continue on. For the second set, we will choose a combo that allows the survey to continue. Now this last question here asks for the community they're from. You can choose here, you can choose other LA community and enter, or if the respondent is having difficulty, you can have them pick a map location. You'll choose the location, press the check mark, and continue on with the survey. The rest of the survey is like any other survey. Ask the respondent questions and mark down the responses. Page 4 is all about individual demographics. When you come to the question, do you identify as Hispanic or Latino, Latina, Latinx? If they say yes, then it's going to ask you for one more question about their ethnic or cultural background, of which you can choose one or more. Page 5 are all household questions. If they say they do live with a spouse or partner, it is going to ask for that spouse or partner's age. And if they say yes to having children under 18 with them, then it's going to ask how many. On the last page, thank them for taking part in the survey, then scan and hand them a gift card. If you happen to hand out a second gift card, make sure you scan that in the second box. Then press the check mark in the bottom right, and then press Send Now. You'll now return to the main page where you can continue. When you're done with an entire tract, before moving on, you need to fill out a Census Tract Assessment Survey. Tap on the Census Tract Assessment Survey tile. This survey is a little different. You'll see inbox and overview buttons instead of a collect button. The inbox button should have a number indicating the number of census tracts you can submit assessments for, but it is empty when you first download it. So we need to tap on the inbox button, and then on the bottom right, tap on the refresh button. This will refresh the inbox with all of the census tracts for which you can submit an assessment. So now go back to the survey list. You'll see that little blue bubble with the number indicating the number of surveys. Tap on that survey again, and then you'll see it in the inbox as well. Tap on the inbox, and then you can either scroll to find and tap on your tract, or you can use the search box on the top to filter the choices, and then tap on your tract. When the survey opens, first thing you'll do is pick a date from the calendar. Then you can click the drop down for who did your survey team consist of. And as you'll see, they are square boxes indicating you can choose more than one. Then you choose the time of day you started canvassing, when you ended your canvassing. Then you can choose whether or not you observed an encampment. And if you indicate you were not able to cover your entire census tract, there'll be a little drop down and you can indicate why. And then when you answer whether or not you were able to cover your hotspots, again, if you answer no, you can choose why. Then you want to enter how many gift cards you gave out, and then how many total surveys you did within that census tract. And then you can add additional information in the box at the bottom. Then press the check mark in the bottom right corner and click Send Now. Then click the arrow in the top right once to return to the start of the survey, and once more to return back to the survey tiles, and you can continue on with your next census tract.